sorry, I'm just a little flustered.
Why?
Because
don't talk to me, talk to him. Did I not just speak facts?
he doesn't, he may not know whether or not Sophia Stewart had her idea stolen, but I know. And I think you people know as well.
Who the fuck are you talking about when you say you people? Objection?
You people, right there. You're right. Actually, you're wrong. Hey, have you been canceled by society?
Is your movie universally despised?
Well, we're here to fight
For you! Case by case.
Welcome to the court of public opinion. This is
Devil's Advocate. What the fuck is up, lawyer students? I'm Mr. Royal.
And I'm attorney Mr. Durden Godfrey.
Soon to be disbarred attorney Durden Godfrey. Durden, what segment is this?
Devil's Advocate.
That's by the intro you just saw. Now, we got a little heat, a little controversy last time here now. The whole things got a little spacey.
Little spacey, little foul.
So what brings us back to the courtroom today?
Well, there's country seems to be divided right now over Sophia Stewart.
Who is Sophia Stewart, Durden?
Sophia Stewart, would you like me to, can I approach the...
Please. Sick son of a bitch.
Who is Sophia Stewart? That's the question that we're all wondering, right? Defense is going to claim that his client, Miss Stewart, was the victim of intellectual property theft. He'll present the case that Sophia Stewart is the true mastermind behind beloved films like The Matrix and The Terminator. But she was not credited for that work. Her work was stolen. Her work was stolen from her by Warner Brothers or the Wachowskis or James Cameron, and her story was silenced by the powers that be. Defense might also mistakenly claim that Ms. Stewart's case was already proven when she won a $2.5 billion lawsuit. I, someone who has personally experienced witnessing my work be repackaged under someone else's name, I'm prepared to stand here and argue that Sophia Stewart is not the victim in this case. Ms. Stewart has perpetuated a slanderous smear campaign against Warner Brothers, Mr. Cameron, and the Wachowskis. Sophia Stewart is a storyteller, no doubt. But you'll find that her story, it unravels quite quickly upon the application of slightest scrutiny. And I intend to apply that scrutiny today. And make sure your mic is on there, bub.
That's called clearing the smoke. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to imagine intellectual property theft. Prosecution doesn't understand that there's a long theme that's been around this world for a long time. Just because you have an idea doesn't quite mean it belongs to you. What source material am I talking about? Well, I can choose many cases, but since we're talking about communications, I don't have to phone the counselor because he's in court with us today. I don't have to phone Miss Stewart. She's not in court today. But if I were to phone them, most of you might think Alexander Graham Bell had something to do with that. No. There's a man by the name of Elijah, not the book, the man, Elijah Gray, whose idea was stolen by Alexander Graham Bell. Now I can go, counselor, you had your chance. Now, it's what kind of courtroom? What kind of courtroom you running?
Alexander Graham Bell's one on trial here. Proceed. Sorry.
You see what I'm talking about? Anomalies, but we'll get there. So, was he the first? No. And it's almost a beautiful segue because Counselor brought up so many beautiful points that I will address only to the points he's brought up. Now, I had a beautiful case prepared. I don't want to go in my red notebook, but I will if I have to. And if I have to, I will. And that's will and have to, and I have to. Counselor said that she was a storyteller. Now, I ask you, do we live in reality or do we live in a dream world? Funny, because that's kind of the theme of the Matrix, but we'll get there. Counselor has you saying that Miss Stewart, Sophia Stewart, is a storyteller, and she is. No doubt, she is a storyteller. I ask you, sir, what is the difference between a storyteller and a dreamer? One dreamed it, one told what they said, what they thought, what they dreamed. Because James Cameron, has been on trial, since Counselor's all about the facts. If he ain't been on trial, we can't talk about it. Well, let's talk about it, because he's on trial. So, we have James Cameron who says he dreamt the idea for the Terminator. That's cute, because we give him praise for that. And maybe he did dream it. I know another man that had a dream, Martin Luther King. So you can see how certain things can play here, can play there, because Miss Stewart is not claiming to have a dream. Miss Stewart had an idea. Now, in her mind, she had an idea that she turned into a book, The Third Eye. Now, I got 2, Counselor has 2. The only thing that has number 3 involved in it is the name and title of Miss Stewart's book, and something about the Matrix talking about the third. Open your mind, Neil. So let's continue though. Let's not get caught up there. The lawsuits. Now I'm here to tell you, we've talked all about lawsuits in this courtroom. And let's debunk the rumor. Miss Stewart has not been granted a dime. Not only a dime, not a penny. Not a rock in my shoe. She's been given nothing. Does she deserve something? Hell, I don't even know, and I'm her counselor. You may be asking, Counselor Royal, esteemed Counselor Royal, turn down the district attorney's position, Counselor Royal. Where are you going with this? This is bigger than Sophia Stewart. See, that's not why we're here today. Counselor will have you believe it's all about Miss Stewart's case. I'm here to tell you, do for a fact, I know Miss Stewart wrote The Matrix and the Terminator? No, I don't. I do not. And believe me, that's the reason why she didn't hire a public defender, because that's exactly what he would have built this case on. But not me. This is bigger than for Sophia Stewart. This is bigger than the Terminator. This is bigger than the Matrix. This is bigger than us. Jury, it is up to you to see. This is about someone having an idea and who owns that idea. Because when we strip everything away, we have one woman, a beautiful woman, saying she wrote something and someone stole it. Then we have another man saying he dreamt something and they made it. Let's go down that road. Easy, boy. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This is not made up for the show. This is exactly who he is. Attorney at all.
Sorry, I'm just a little flustered.
Why?
Because
don't talk to me, talk to him. Did I not just speak facts?
he doesn't, he may not know whether or not Sophia Stewart had her idea stolen, but I know. I know, and I think you people know as well.
Who the fuck are you talking about when you say you people? Objection.
You people, right there. You're right. Actually, you're wrong. Sophia Stewart was awarded money. She won a lawsuit that was falsely claimed that she won the actual copyright lawsuit, and that was spread around social media, and the fire burned too brightly to be put out before, by the time that the news outlet that published the story recanted it and actually corrected themselves, that she was not awarded any lawsuit. She was actually just refunded the money that she paid for court costs and attorney fees because she believed that, and the judge actually agreed with her, that there was some misconduct, or her attorneys didn't represent her the way that they were supposed to. Either way, even with that said, I still can stand here and confidently say that Sophia Stewart's ideas were not stolen from her, especially, I was on the fence about this when it came to The Matrix, but then when James Cameron and Terminator got thrown into the mix, that messed me up a little bit, because he's oversimplifying the situation over here just a little bit. The difference between a dreamer and a writer. James Cameron, I think we can all agree, is much more than a dreamer. He's written things down. In fact, he wrote Terminator down after he had the idea in 1981 or 82. He had it copywritten, what he wrote down, in 1983, which was, I believe, yes, 1 year before Sophia Stewart copyrighted The Third Eye. She claims she wrote it in 1983. Sure, let's give her that. She wrote The Third Eye in 1983. It was not copyrighted until 1984, so we can't actually prove anything until 1984. Either way, Terminator came out in 1984. For all you people out there that aren't filmmakers, it takes a few months to shoot and edit and release a film. If Terminator came out in October of 1984, it had to have been written, as James Cameron claimed, at least a year prior, which would have been 1983, when Sophia Stewart claims that she wrote The Third Eye. However, Sophia Stewart says that The Third Eye was released to the public, or was put into the attention of the Wachowskis and Warner Brothers when she submitted it in response to a contest in a magazine. The Wachowskis supposedly, according to her, were looking for content for a potential sci-fi comic strip. However, the Wachowskis, they refute this. And I have to agree with them, considering they were nobodies at that time, aged 18 and 21 and not in the film business. And Ms. Stewart was given the opportunity to present the ad that's in question, something that you think you would keep if it is the core of your whole entire case. She couldn't present that ad, which was supposedly in a published magazine to the public. Sophia Stewart can't find that. Nobody can find it. Strange. It's almost like it didn't exist. Her claim is that there were striking similarities between her stories and or Third Eye and Matrix and Terminator. Hello, have you seen more than 5 sci-fi films? They all essentially have the same story at the core of it. The Third Eye, that's not the first time that this has been mentioned in a sci-fi film. It's not the first time it's been mentioned, period. This is something that is well known. I mean, is she going to claim that, what's that movie with Tom Hanks?
Da Vinci Code.
Is she going to claim that the Da Vinci Code was taken from her because it mentions the Third Eye? I think Alex Jones made a documentary about the Illuminati. She better get on that. We all have ideas. We all have dreams. I personally actually took my idea and made it into something that became something else that was on Fox. I still can stand here and say,
Quack! Quack!
Even when it comes to my own personal material, I still operate within the shadow of a doubt that 2 people can come up with a similar idea. That's not even the case here with Sophia Stewart. These ideas aren't even similar. James Cameron wanted to make a slasher film. That's what the Terminator is. It's not a sci-fi film. And the Wachowskis, I think, have more than proven themselves that they can They are more than capable of creating a successful franchise without the help of Sophia Stewart's ghostwriting. Fans of Revolutions will agree with me. Revolutions? Revolutions? Resurrections.
There you go. He's flailing. Please the court. Does counsel have anything else?
I will end it with this. Mother of Matrix is not victorious. Even if she was victorious, I like what the Wachowskis did with Matrix. I like what James Cameron did with Terminator. So even if it were her idea, they killed it. So kudos to them. But it wasn't her idea. It just wasn't. I rest. Closing arguments, sir. Make it real good.
I'm gonna need everybody to calm down. Now that you guys have time to settle in and think about what I've said and what Counselor said here, and if you notice, Big Brother over here, while he listened to some of the things I said, he didn't really take into heed what I was saying. I would hope you as a jury won't do the same thing. We can all do that. Let's be better than that. Let's be more human than that, as the Matrix asked us to. Let's be more human. Now, I'm gonna jump right into something. Similarities. Counsel talk about similarities. Notice I mentioned earlier lawsuits. I became a lawyer because I've been fucked over by the law. He said, and he didn't say that I was wrong. He just added something, just like, not even gonna go there. It's not a political show. He mentioned to you that there was, only thing that was awarded to Miss Stewart was her attorney fees back. Why were her attorney fees added back? Before I even answer that question, let's look back to the court cases. Let's go back to the numbers. When you look through history, how many times a civilian has been awarded their attorney fees back, it's usually slim to none when that usually happens. So is that an admission of guilt? Absolutely not.
Objection. You could ride by any billboard on 295 and it says, "You win or money back." This is hearsay.
No, this is C-say.
Speculation.
Per se. Now, with that being said, what he's referencing is what some people call pro bono. You know why they call it pro bono? Because you're getting fucked one way or another. Now, with that being said, pro bono. Now, back to what he's doing right here. This slick motherfucker right here, it's all smoke and mirrors. But what I'm gonna do for you is remind you that I'm not here to tell you that Sophia Stewart is the mother of the Matrix. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you that it's not about Sophia Stewart. But let me get back to the similarities. You have the Terminator. You have the Matrix. Counselor will have you believe that he says that, oh, there's been these sci-fi films that will then show you that there are a lot of similarities. So let's talk about them. Machines rise up. There's a savior. In one film, there's John Connor. In one film, there's Neo. In one film, Neo has the mother of the Matrix is the Oracle. The mother of John Connor is Sarah Connor. So here we go, a couple of little similarities there. Now we talk about salvation, we talk about Judgment Day. Finally, when the machines and the humans, the showdown, if you will, the high noon, if you will, Western, the high noon. So there we go. So there's a couple of more similarities. Then let's go a little bit forward. Morpheus in the Matrix is teaching Neo. He's showing him what to do. He's showing him the things that happen, almost how when Terminator 2, Schwarzenegger comes back and now a young John Connor, It's showing him how to adapt and live in these new times. And I'll say this. Do I know and do I feel that my client, Sophia Stewart, wrote this story? I cannot, on my law degree and on my conscience, tell you that I know that. But what I can tell you is that I do believe there was a singularity that did write these stories. And what I'm here to ask my intellectual and artistic people to understand that out of all the movies I've seen in my entire life, The Matrix and The Terminator, either one was inspired by the other or it had the same writing crew or the same writing person. Is that Sophia Stewart? I can't tell you that. No, but I believe Sophia Stewart is my D.B. Cooper because D.B. Cooper did not exist. D.B. Cooper was a Canadian superhero in a comic book that was fantasy until one day one person decided to put him on paper and commit something. Some people call it a crime, some people call it justice against a society that, should I say, has tried to control us. So what I'm trying to tell you is, maybe you're Sophia Stewart. Maybe you're Sophia Stewart. Maybe you're V for Vendetta. Maybe you're John Connor. Maybe you're Neo. So no, Sophia Stewart did not create this story. She created something called the third eye, but even that is an inspiration to opening an eye that does not exist. So maybe not the sole creator, but I will say this, the Wachowskis. Even the core fans of The Matrix know this, go online. I don't have to say this. There's such a core following of only the original Matrix. After that, the Matrix was circumcised. There is the core fans who only love the first one, and there's people who love the second one, the third one, the fourth one. There's not too many people in there. But anybody that really loves this film can tell you this. Once it jumped the shark after the first one, the stories were different. So what I do know as a filmmaker is this, is that when you deviate from source material and you have to come up with your own idea, things don't hit the same way. So when I look at the Terminator, James Cameron, I had a dream, Martin Luther King. And then when I look at the first Matrix, and then I look at Revelations, and I look at even the fourth installment so many years later, there's a difference in them. But you cannot tell me that Skynet and Agent Smith, the architect, the Oracle, are not from the same world. There are too many comparisons. One's a prequel, one's present day, and we've yet to get the future version of it. So with that being said, I'm not here on behalf of Sophia Stewart. She's just a cog, no pun intended, in the machine. So for this episode, yeah, I'll throw mercy on the court. My client did not write or create the Matrix. My client is a part of a system that's not been credited for the contributions for the things they have done. Your Alexander Graham Bell versus Elijah Graves. Your every invention for most parts that have been stolen from people. Why do you think we have trademarks? Because I don't know, the hue, meaning color, different colors, H-U-E, the humans have been stealing from each other, their ideas. And that's all Sophia Stewart saying. My idea was stolen. So kudos to you, because guess what? In her mind, maybe her idea was stolen. But if you read the book that you can get on Amazon Prime and Amazon right now, did I read it? No, but I damn sure skimmed the fuck through it. And I don't believe she made these stories. What I believe is she did send her work in. Her work, was it stolen? I don't know. But so many people's works have been stolen. So Sophia Stewart is bigger than her claim. I don't believe her claim. I believe the spirit of the independent creator. And you, the jury, have a decision to make. One man said he had a dream, and the only man that gets to claim that is the great Dr. Martin Luther King. James Cameron doesn't own that phrase. Even history says that. Now, I can't agree with Sophia Stewart. She never sent didn't send any copyrights, anything. I don't know. She didn't send anything. But she at least tried to get one over. She made a book called The Third Eye. That's the best claim anybody can make. Because if you're only using these two, you don't got one. That's the fucking summation.
Well, I think he made the decision for you. Sophia Stewart did not write The Matrix or Terminator.
But
what?
motherfucker, you know what? What are you talking about?
Well, that's what we were trying to
No, that's
decide.
what you want to talk about. We agreed to talk about that, but I found something deeper.
No, that wasn't.
This is a mistrial, motherfucker. This is a mistrial.
Yeah, because of you.
If by you mean the people, then yes, I'll take that.
If you compare Martin Luther King to James Cameron,
Who the fuck gets to say I have a dream other than him? You want that?
That is a misrepresentation of his words.
Whose?
James Cameron's.
I'll be black. Listen, all I'm just simply saying out there, guys, you decide. Honestly, we're playing these characters, we're playing these lawyers, we play offense, defense, prosecution, all those things. But seriously, if you really do the research, as much as I love film and as much as I wanted this story to be true, I couldn't defend it and say that it is true because I've done my research and I have to be fair to film. I'm a fan of film first, not culture first. Film first because I am, as as I got Dave Chappelle said, as a black man, I was disappointed. As a comedian, I was like, I gotta get them next time. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that if we're gonna be serious about this show and we have to hold this to ourselves to a standard. I don't believe that she wrote it.
Yeah, and I will concede that I can completely understand why a lot of people would tend to believe her based on, it's almost like with COVID. It's like, why do you expect me to trust, this is not anti-vax or for vaccination, but why would you expect me to trust a vaccine as if the medical community has never made a mistake?
Oh, you mean like Red Tails, the Tuskegee experiment, Jonestown?
Yeah,
You want me to keep going?
Why would you expect me to trust the justice system when a black person is in the mercy of it? Yeah, so I mean,
I definitely wanted to be true, but again, what I will say is this: is that I firmly believe someone did write both of those stories, and their story was stolen. I don't believe this is an inspired story by.
Nah, with that.
Now I'm not saying it's her.
No,
I'm saying
either,
think about it, because all I'm just simply saying, if James Cameron had been like my dad, or I had a vision or this, he said I dreamt that, and that's not enough for me, man.
I just think these themes are in the just general zeitgeist of science fiction, and they're just mutually inspiring each other and existing within.
Like I watched Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. Now that has something about maybe a different scientific being taking over and being able to predict the future, but it's not like the Matrix. It's not like the Terminator.
No, there are striking similarities.
I mean, they're similar, but it's not like it though. Like learning the future and replay. Oh, I sent somebody back. They are sending people back.
I mean, the Wachowskis grew up on the.
But they were comic writers, Dave.
I know, but the first Matrix came out, what, like 10, 15 years after the first Terminator?
No, it came out after, you mean after the last? Almost like the second or third Terminator.
I'm saying the Wachowskis came out with Matrix 1, 1999. Terminator came out in 1984. So you have like 15 years. The Wachowskis probably grew up on Terminator. That's why you see so many similarities between Matrix and Terminator. The people that wrote Matrix grew up watching Terminator. So they've got that in their brain.
It's one thing to be inspired by, it should not be a direct. No, these films, I would argue that The Matrix and the Terminator are more closely related than most films that people ever know about. This is not like, oh, I was inspired by
One thing we can definitively say is that Terminator came first, so James Cameron is definitely an original artist.
He said he had I'm not knocking it, Dave. I'm just saying, have you ever seen the original draft of the original script for the Terminator sold for $300,000 on YouTube? And I don't need on Facebook. I don't need to see it sold. I'm just simply saying, give me something more than I had a fucking dream.
He does. He has a copyright for the script in '83 or '82.
So there's a legible script that was written out.
Yeah. He didn't just shoot the script came from the dream. The movie came from the script. But there is a physical script that was copywritten in either.
Listen, I've been inspired by a lot of things in my life. Dude, either this is the best inspiration film, a sequel ever, or what I truly believe, sir, counselor, is that there is some source out there, maybe not one person, maybe a small writing team that did pitch this story. So I don't believe Sophia Stewart is the mother of the Matrix. I believe that her story belongs to someone else or a group of other people who did do this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because if you look at, don't get me wrong.
That's a deep conspiracy.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to bring up now. That's why I land on. That's why I say it's a mistrial. Because I don't disagree with you. I'm just trying to say I'd rather go to court on another case and say that when you look at those similarities between John Connor and Neo and the Antichrist and all the things that's going on, and like we gotta stop Judgment Day. We gotta stop, like, this is the second time we reset. And like it's just too much, man. These machines have always got to take these advancements. It's too much, man.
I can agree with you on that.
Okay.
I'll concede to that.
And now I'll concede that. So we can see that we both can see that Sophia Stewart did not. I can't even say painful. It's not painful to me because I don't like liars, and I'm not saying she's lying. Maybe in her heart of hearts, maybe Miss Stewart truly does believe that her stuff.
Going hard on
she
that
is.
campaign,
She's
so
not.
There's
Yeah.
gotta be something more than just trying to get.
And Miss Stewart, you're more than welcome to come on our show because I did see you did an interview with a student. I listened to that Audible interview. I've seen the other research, and I'm not saying they're not smearing your name. If you would like a chance to clear your name or add anything to the story, Miss Stewart, you're more than welcome to come on TTFT. Now, I don't know if you will because the rumor is they asked you to bring and submit all your footage and scripts before, and that was the smoking gun for me. That they asked you to submit this stuff and you never did. Now, from her perspective, like, I submitted something before and y'all made it a movie. If I'll give y'all more, now there's 10 more movies. Now I can look at it that way, Sophia, if that's the case, come over. Or I could look at it as like, if she really meant this, like they even wrote her and said, they didn't say we're gonna sue you too. They said, we advise you not to seek legal action because we don't feel you have a case.
Yeah.
And that was a smoking gun for me.
The ultimate dunk for Cameron would be to make the Sophia Stewart story about this. Literally take her story. Oh, you want to say I took her story? I'm going to take your actual life story.
And I'm pretty sure she'll take his life after that. A human being can only take so much. So guys, with that being said, all our YouTube channels out there, all our conspiracy theorists, this should get us so much play because the Matrix is always going to be a popular category because I still feel like we're living in the Matrix to this day. Guys, listen, as you see, this is what we call this one a hung jury because the devil's advocate was, did she do it or did not she do it? I agree with the prosecution. She did not do it, but I think the prosecution agrees with me. There is more to this story. I cannot conceive that these great, put it this way, as a filmmaker, do you believe these two of the top 5 or 10 greatest trilogies ever came from a dream? No way, bro, no way, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
Man, James Cameron gets inspired in weird ways.
Then where are the rest of them?
The rest of his movies? Mm-hmm. I mean, he went on to do Avatar, Titanic. Mm-hmm. Everything he touches is one of the biggest films. I mean,
so he did Titanic. He did Titanic.
Titanic sat at #1 until Avatar came out.
So let me get it straight. A story that was already out there that he was able to sculpt.
No,
bro. Come on. I'm saying
a decade researching the Titanic. To tell the story in a way with details that have never been shown before, to a degree that had never been witnessed.
I'm
before.
not saying you're wrong, but yet again, a story that we know was already out there. Now, Avatar, let me see.
That is truly original.
Oh, okay, let me get this straight. Another world, you have to go outside your mind, and there's, okay, I can't walk in this world, but I can in this world. Oh, you can't fly in this world, but you can't live. Unleash your mind.
We are restricted by reality.
Oh, and let me get this straight. Whoa. King Connections. The guy that starred in Avatar is in Terminator 2. Not 2, but the other one. With our guy. Oh, American Psycho. Another guy that's outside his mind. Wake up, Dave.
All right.
You want to play this game?
No.
I don't either. What do you think, guys?
I think that's lunch.
All right. Hey.
Recess.
Hey, approach the court, approach the bench.
Oh, man.
You were not expecting that. Hey guys, hey gals, did you like that?
Mm-hmm.
I know I did. And here's something YouTube thinks you'll like. They've actually recommended. What do you recommend?
I recommend that if you have not subscribed to our channel, that you please click right down there and make sure you correct that wrong this very instant.
Let me ask a question. Where can they find us?
All those places over there, we're everywhere. Everywhere.
We thought we could do a cooler outro. We're just going to walk away now.